Hey guys, welcome back to the channel for another Flea Market Finds episode. This is stuff that I picked at a truck show down in Connecticut in June. And, lots of times you go to these truck shows and if they have a swap meet, sometimes you'll find stuff that's completely unrelated to vehicles or trucks. And you can get some pretty good deals. People just cleaning out, getting rid of stuff or whatever. So one of the first buys of the day was this interesting pair of antlers. So this is a 2.4. So this is, I guess, would be an 8-point buck. All right, so it's a good size one. Early. You can tell that it's old by the funky old mount that it's on here. So I actually got two pairs of these. The other pair was still on a piece of skull cap from the deer that it was taken off of, and I had already sold those before I get a chance to actually even video it. I ran into somebody who was talking to me, and they happened to see them on the seat of the car and explained to me that they had just ordered some of these off of Amazon for their dog. Apparently people use this type of material that antlers are made out of for dog chews. So anyways, I paid 25 bucks for the two, so I was into them for $12.50 a piece, and she gladly gave me 25 for the other set. And then from the same dealer, I got this neat little fan. It's really got a rough cord on it. The cord is so bad I wouldn't dare plug it in, but it does still spin freely. This is a little bent up, but wouldn't take too much to bend that back. And this is a Sterling type ASU fan made by the Chicago Electric Company. So I'll just give you a little bit better look there of the little identification tag in the middle of the fan. It's got some rust on it, but I just kind of like the size of it. It's an interesting little size. It's got kind of a neat little Art Deco look to it, the design on the base. But I mean, it's pretty rough. But I gave 15 bucks for this fan with this large engine oiler. So this probably came off of a good sized hit and miss engine. So the idea behind these is this would be filled up with oil. This would be attached to a galley for a bearing, and it would just slowly allow oil to go in constantly, drip in there and oil whatever the heck it was hooked up to. Smaller ones of these you sometimes find on really old lathes, but and other machinery. But because of the good size that this thing is, this thing is big enough that I think it probably came off of a good size hit and miss engine. This is a number 5 Lunkenheimer, made in the USA. It's called the FIG 1300. I don't know what that means. Sentinel. I figure I'm into this for maybe 10 and 5 for the dumpy fan. Also from that same guy, I ended up scoring this lantern. He had several of them there. I ended up paying 15 for this. It was a little bit more than I like to pay for these. And I've got quite a few of these old lanterns now, and some of them are, great scores, and then some of them I overpaid for. I'm not sure what category this one falls in. What attracted me to this particular lantern is the size of it. It's a little bit smaller diameter. So this is a model 249. I also thought for sure this was an old Coleman, but I actually do not see the name on it. It actually says 249, number 249-299. Well, I just went on the Coleman Collectors Forum website, and also on eBay sold auctions, and looks like I was right about snagging this lantern, because it turns out this is a rare model, and all the ones that I'm seeing on eBay, many of them are cleaner than this, are selling for over 100 bucks. So apparently the 249 is a reference to the actual generator, and I guess the generator, I think, is actually this part right here that actually builds up the pressure, I think, maybe. I don't know. I'm not a lantern expert by any means, but needless to say, I'm happy with that purchase at that price. this globe alone is worth about 30 bucks because it's not broken. Also from that same individual, I scored this pile of junk right here for 15 bucks, which is this heart-shaped shade lantern. Switch might be okay on it. The problem with this one is right here at the base, it's just got the threads. There's no base to this one. Then I saw this one, and I liked the Art Deco look of this and the switch and the base here. And I realized, well, I think between the two of them, I might be able to make one good lamp. So it was worth it to me for 15 bucks to get these two. Not that long ago, I think I got one of these almost identical to this, but it didn't have this unusual switch on the base here like this does. But yeah, I'm kind of a sucker for these old machine lamps. I don't remember exactly if I got these all at the same dealer or not, but I did end up getting a few Machinist items here. This is it's marked Ral Mike's Toolorama, Tool and Gauge Specialties, and it's got a catalog number on it, but what's actually in here is a Mitutoyo micrometer that it's a 0 to 1, and underneath all of this foam cancer that's in here, cleaning this up, you got actually a decent micrometer here. It's a 1/10 micrometer. It's got the verniers on it there. It actually seems to be working perfectly fine. This is one of these direct reading inch micrometers. Again, it's a 1/10, 0.0001 resolution. And I got this for 5 bucks. So for 5 bucks, I think it'd be worth it to clean it up and use it. It's interesting to me that this foam right here is in great shape, and it almost seems like somebody, I think, there's remnants of the original foam in here, and then somebody, I think, put in this foam insert here. 5 bucks. Also, again, got so many micrometers, I don't tend to buy them unless they're really cheap, but again, here's a Starrett 436 in the box, 0 to 1. It's not locked up, and it's got carbide faces on it, and it's a little dirty and rough looking, but it's a Starrett, and it was 5 bucks with the box, so why not? And then I picked up this neat K&E white face steel tape. This is I think this is a 50-footer. So this is by the Koffel and Esser company. They are primarily known, at least my experience has been, most of the stuff I find by this company tends to be drafting tools and things like that, drafting sets and different types of drafting measurement devices. But what this is a kind of a neat old tape measure by them, and it's got this neat little case that I think was partially designed in a way so that it would be good for displaying it in the store. It's got some mold on it, but the actual tape itself is in great shape. And anyways, I thought it was kind of neat, and my favorite thing about this was it was 3 bucks. So a little bit of rust there on the end of that part, but I'm not going to worry about it. Again, you know, for 3 bucks, I think it's worth it. And again, it's got this neat little kind of like display box that it came in. And yes, scored another vintage chicken band radio here. So this is a Uniden model PC78 Elite 40 channel AM mobile CB radio. Bought it as is. He had 15 bucks on it. I got it for 10 bucks. No microphone, no power cord, no idea if it works. And then he had this microphone there, which is obviously not the right microphone. It's got a 1/4 inch stereo jack on it, which the brand name is Whelen, Whelen. This has got quite a bit of wear on it. This should be all red, these letters. But turns out this microphone, the part number would have been right here, but the label fell off. But this microphone is actually for a police radio. So not sure exactly what model radio it would have gone on, but I've even seen this listed on eBay, the same exact microphone, and described as a Harley Davidson police bike radio microphone. But anyways, that microphone, if it didn't have the label missing and it was in good shape, it would be worth anywhere from like $40 to $70. Unfortunately, in the condition it's in, in the condition it's in, I might still be able to get 10 or 15 bucks for it, and then I get basically the radio ends up being for free. Wish the radio was sideband. The Elite, I guess, just points to the fact that it has built-in weather radio stations. That seems to be the only the bells and whistles on this thing. It's got that. It's got a channel 9 priority switch, and that's pretty much a dimmer. It's got a built-in SWR. No big deal. Mic gain. Not a bad looking radio, actually. And again, like I said, I got that for 10 bucks with the microphone. Spotted this neat older Miller High Life beer neon sign at a dealer's spot, and initially when I looked at it, I didn't notice the damage on it. And knowing that there was no way to plug it in and test it, I decided that I didn't want to pay too much for it, so I only gave 20 bucks for this thing. He really wanted 35 or 40 when we started out, but I explained that chances are there might be issues with it, and sure enough, the tube is completely broken right here for High Life. The good thing about it is that the High Life section here is actually wired in series with the Miller section. So because this tube is completely broken, it didn't light up at all when I first got it home, but I ended up rewiring it and bypassing the bad High Life section here because the Miller tube seemed intact. And sure enough, it is. So you're probably wondering, what do I want with a broken neon sign if all I have is Miller and it's not worth getting this repaired? Well, the reason why I wanted this was for the transformer. I figured the transformer might have some value, and sure enough, it does. These transformers trade for around 50 bucks on eBay. And the great thing about the transformer is it simply unbolts from this whole sign frame and will easily fit in a medium flat rate box for shipping. And in the meantime, I can demonstrate that the transformer actually is working because it's able to light this part of the sign. These work on high voltage, so needless to say, you got to be careful around these things. I had to expose a lot of the wiring, so this thing is dangerous. Just flipping it around to the back side so you can see the transformer is just this small little box right here. So we unbolt this right here, undo these two wires, and ship it just like that. These also tend to find their way into projects like Tesla coils and things like that, Jacob's ladders. Alright guys, before we wrap this episode up, I've got one more item I want to show you, and it's something kind of rusty and heavy, so I left it outside and I shot video of it earlier. So let's take a look at that. Alright, so just when I thought I had seen everything, most of the dealers had shown up already and gotten their stuff out. A couple of guys came in with an old pickup truck and it just had a whole bunch of rusty junk on it. Nothing too exciting, but then I spotted him unloading this thing, and I ended up scooping this for 10 bucks and was very happy to get one of these. Got about 16 feet total of chain on it. So what this is this is a pull along, I think is what they call it. So unlike a come along where you got a cable, or unlike a chain fall, which is strictly really for, I mean, I've used chain falls to pull things horizontally, like to pull things up onto the ramp of the trailer, but it's kind of a pain. This, on the other hand, I believe is specifically designed so you can do both, hoist or pull. So, let's see if the name is on this side. There we go. So this is a Yale pull lift. And that's what makes me think you can do double duty. The lift part is obviously for vertical work, and then I think the pole is for horizontal work. And this one is rated for 1.5 ton, so about 3,000 pounds. So it should be hefty enough for me to roll most tractors or trucks or things that I end up needing to move up onto the tilt trailer. And it does seem, the ratcheting mechanism seems to work perfectly fine, so I scooped this thing for 10 bucks and was very happy. I mean, it's the kind of thing that I might not use it for quite a while. Who knows how long it'll sit being unused, but for 10 bucks, it was a good investment. All right, guys, so that's going to be it for this episode of Flea Market Finds. I hope you did enjoy the episode. If you did, please hit the like button. If you're not already a subscriber, please consider subscribing, and please consider sharing the video. Until next time, happy hunting.